The next video is more of an extended rehearsal clip where we're not trying to feature one particular technique. Rather, I hope you'll see that what we're doing in the rehearsal is a result of score study on a new piece. This one's called Effervescent Widgets, and it's by a student composer here at Carolina named Richard Drehoff. And you'll see not only that have there been decisions made about the piece and how it should go and how each note should sound, but also ways to convey that information to the ensemble. So let's take a look. So let's jump back and see if we can put a few things together. Percussion, let's treat this opening really as piano pianissimo all the way through. Richard has really constructed this piece nicely as essentially a series of layers that build. And so we don't want one to be a little bit too aggressive. Let's go just the beginning with everybody. See if we can build this a little bit more convincingly. Let's try it again so we get good response on that. Good. Richard, is there a different woodblock sound we can get at that? So it's a little bright. Let's hear it. Yeah. Well, now we hear a lot of wood, a lot of the stick at that point. Let's go to the lower pitched one. Yeah, but very soft, so we don't hear the brightness cutting across the cymbal. Here's the beginning again. Good. Yeah, let's just hear flute and pick in measure 14. So, not sure what widgets Richard is creating, what the widget is, but I think it's made of Ds. And so that's what you've got basically there. So let's try that, make sure that they all are just, it's like they're coming off an assembly line. Doop, doop, bop, doop, doop, bop, doop, and then just coming off. So that each one gets a little more frenetic than the last one. Right on measure 14 again. Yeah, so you have to make sure that the lower Ds are just as widgetable as the upper Ds. Yeah, otherwise they sound a little bit saggy. One more time. And the pick is so bright. Yeah, it's a little bit of the beatboxing. Yeah, kind of. That's almost the sound. I think you can actually go for that. I think that'll work. Richard, you agree with that? There's a little bit of kind of. Yeah, of that. Good. Let's try it one more time. Flute and pick. Yeah, and as it goes, try not to play it like Mozart. That kind of energy to it. I think it really has to have that just pizzazz. Let's go everybody at 12, but still within kind of this piano box. let's just make sure our tempo stays. It's starting to walk a little bit. And Stephen, you might experiment with, is there a crescendo from the low D to the A, or is there a decrescendo? Either way, it feels like it should be funny. You're the one kind of factory worker that's a little lost. Yeah, so just kind of figure out how you sound lost, but musically crisp. Here's 12 with everybody. 1, 2, and. It's better. I'm not convinced either way that you're taking a chance as a crescendo or as a decrescendo. So take a musical chance, and I think that's perfectly reasonable. But I think you need to make a musical decision. Here's everybody at 12. This time we'll go on a bit. Let's hear just sustained, folks. This is measure 23 if you have a half note starting on beat 2. Now let's take Richard's directions literally, so it just goes to mezzo forte. Actually, I might suggest that we go just from, say, pianissimo to mezzo piano. So it just shades a little bit, and then when we finally get the forte one, it feels different. It's actually a nice change of pace, because usually you would see these sort of things, and they go right off the bat. And the fact that he kind of paces it, I think is a nice touch. Here's 23, just those folks. 2, 3, 1. So that we actually have a long way to go from piano to forte, right? Let's make it a forte piano. Richard, you intend that to be a forte piano, yeah? Okay, so we have a longer way, so we have to crescendo faster. Just hold the downbeat of beat 2, 23, just so we can hear our balance in this chord. Good, so we want to make sure that as we crescendo, it's literally that it sounds almost as if we have a volume switch and we just turn the volume up, but no voice gets louder than the other. And right now, if we're EQing, we can see certain voices getting a little bit higher. Let's try to make it absolutely smooth. Good. Let's try the one 2 before the forte piano. This would be measure 29, the one that goes to forte. Listen to the EQ. So if this is the EQ, it just gets bigger, but not something like that. That's a weird, but you know what I mean. And also think of color. So it doesn't go it's like a beach ball this size, and it's a beach ball this size. Still looks exactly like a beach ball. Let's go. Good. Thank you for not overplaying it. So let's find where our forte is. That's pretty good. One more time, same place. Good. And trombones, that's probably a little bright as we go. That's the limit right there. Good. Let's go everybody measure 20. Horns, I don't think you can play this short enough. Yeah. Measure 20. So, there's two ways to treat these forte pianos. I think they're both legit. Richard, are we thinking more percussive, or are we thinking do, or
Oh, more percussive. Okay, so the main issue with that is that if we play it more percussive, we want to be able to make sure we hear the tone of the chord, and as opposed to just a thunk kind of a sound. So let's see if we can find a good happy medium in there. Why don't we go 3 before 34, just if you're a dotted half sustained person. So no eighths, no widget machine, no percussion right now. 3 before 34. Well, let's try it again. 3 before 34. Make sure the dom for brass, just play one of your doms. Play the downbeat of 3 before 34. Again. One more time. Good. Woodwinds, will you play your forte piano? This is what the after 34. 1, 2, 3, 4 after 34. And 1. Again. And 1. It's better. Again. And 1. That's great. Let's try everybody 3 before 34. So they all have to them. Good, Woodwinds, let's break this down before 44. Count with me, please. 1, 2, 3, 4 before 44. This would be basically alto saxophone anyways. Dee do 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 go dom do go dom. Those folks. Let's slow it down a bit. I'll give you 2, 3, 1. 2, 3, 1. Yeah, so bring out the small notes more than the longer notes. So dee go dom do ee do go dom dee. So we really hear this building as it goes. Same place. 2, 3, 1. Feels like sometimes we grab at the 16th. This is boogadum as opposed to digadum. Savor the small notes. The upper notes are going to pop out because they're higher. Try it again. 2, 3, 1. Yeah, now we hear this great little machine. Dugadum, zigadum. And one dugadum fits into another person's dugadum. Then we get a long dugadugum, which is a good machine. Let's try a little faster. Same place. 2, 3, 1. Yeah, that felt like a 2, ready, and 1. Good, do it again. 2, 3, 1. Yeah, we often call this a pyramid chord that kind of builds itself up. Dong, dong, ding, dong, ding, dong. This is more of a rhythmicized version. Dugga, 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 dum. But the chord is at the end, and then we hear it building towards it. So we really want to hear every note that enters. Okay, let's try everybody at the very beginning. See if we can try this as a large chunk, and then maybe push on a bit. Stephen, it's good. We can hear the musical decision. Now just make sure that it's not louder than piano or pianissimo. Okay? All right, begin. Actually, Vincent, I think you can make that forte, or true forte. That's a, and then what's left in your aftermath is Victoria. So, Richard's basically building widgets out of the D here. Trumpets, can we try 44? And just so we can hear this expand from the D to something a little bit wider than that. So here's the downbeat of 44. Just hold it. I'm sorry, just hold it. Good. Downbeat of 45. Good. Just two perfectly equal ones. Here's the downbeat of, and three perfectly equal ones. Here's the downbeat of 46. Let's try it in rhythm. So we get from a center note to a three notes, then to an actual triad. Here's 44 in rhythm. Just trumpets, please. Yeah, we all participate in that crescendo, but just to mezzo piano at this point. One more time. Good. Now let's take his articulation absolutely at their word. So take a close look. Some of them are hybrids, yeah, accent with a tenuto. So the good front, and then it's still long. Let's try it. Yeah, perhaps the downbeat of each measure can have a little more emphasis to follow that accent. Dee do 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 do, dee do 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 do, dee do 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 do. Again. Let's try everybody with that. And of course, horns as you enter in 48, the same idea in terms of articulation. Here's 44, everybody. To 53. Now we'll take it under tempo like this for now, just to make sure that we get the exact rhythm, and just take a 10 seconds or so and just look at the articulation on these do 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 dee do 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 do. Generally, the last beat in the measure is a little bit longer, right? Okay, so let's try 53. Sing our rhythm in 53. Just sing it. Ready? And. It's too generic right now. The good thing about our voice is that we can be absolutely specific in what we're doing. Let's exaggerate it. Again. 2, 3. Good. Can you play it with that same exact intensity? The articulations in the 4/4 are all staccato, right? Except for some accents at the beginning. Basically, the end of every note is going to be very, very short. So let's take that and exaggerate that. 53 as we play it. That's good, but with some folks in the 10 and 16, especially going da 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 da, they're all staccato, yeah? Except for the downbeat of the 10/16? Yeah, this is a factory. It makes one thing and it makes it a million times exactly the same way, and we have to do the same thing. One more time, 53. Still this tempo. Ready? Let's try it faster. 53. 2, 3, and. Maybe a hair faster, and let's check our dynamic of the downbeat of 53 and catch that also. So it's a wedge. It eventually basically goes out. Harmonically it goes out, and dynamically it goes out also. 53. 2, 3, and. That's quite good. Let's put that back together at 44. Right on 44. So we have another layered section here I think we can build a little bit. But let's take a look at 3 before 63, which is very tricky. It's basically the composite line that we want to hear is dugga 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 dum. But I think he's cleverly separated this out so we each have a part of that. Let's try it slowly so we can hear it fits in. Pick up to that measure. And 1 and 2. Good, so if you do have the 16th note part of it, dugga dugga, the dugga dum, bring that way out, because that's the dominant line that we want to hear. Again, and 1 and 2. Good, let's try it again, a hair faster. And 1 and 2. Good, and so if you have dee-um-bum-bum, just treat it as essentially a decrescendo. So the accent's a decrescendo rather than a da-dum-bum-bum, so we don't compete with the dugga 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 dum folks. Again, and 1 and 2. We'll do the same thing. We start pianissimo when we grow to fortissimo. It's kind of a, what's the Warner Brothers cartoon? It's kind of like the Acme, you ever see that? The Acme, what is it? Factory, right? Where they're just making weird stuff. Bugs Bunny's there and all sorts of before your time. That's okay. Let's try it again. Pianissimo to forte. 1, 2. Sorry. That's my bad again. And 1 and 2. Good. So let's have the Barry Sex start way in the distance and then have someplace to grow. One more time. And 1 and 2. That's dynamically it's better, but now we're losing the clarity on the dugga dugga digga dugga 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 dums. One more time. And 1 and 2. Let's go to regular speed just to see where we are, and then we just got to woodshed it at home. And 1 and 2. Well, let's go everybody. That measure, this is the pickup to, what is it, 62, 61, pick up to measure 60. And this time we'll go on. As you enter with your layer at 63, you can make sure that it has an absolutely unique profile compared to the next layer that comes in. It gets so thick, and if they don't all have kind of precision, it doesn't quite work. Okay, let's try it. And 1 and 2. So baseline, folks, it really has to be fortissimo to mezzo piano. So anytime you have an opportunity to play soft, please do it. So when the louder we don't get kind of bothered by it. And then widget, folks, on deep, not Mozart. Everyone has a different style. We just juxtapose them together. 6/3, right on it. Right.